Hello, Shawnee friends. Mrs. Simon here to talk with you about our upcoming theme for next week for Positivity Project. So next week we are going to be talking to you about bravery, focusing on bravery next week. So bravery means that you act with mental, moral, or physical strength, even when you know things are difficult or scary. So being brave, even though things may be difficult or scary. The story I'm going to read to you this week to talk about bravery is Sheila Rae, the Brave. And in this story, we're going to see a lot of different examples of ways that Sheila is brave. But there's one time when she's not so brave, and we're going to see what happens in that situation. So Sheila Rae, the Brave, and this is by Kevin Henkes, one of my favorite children's authors. And I believe I read one of his stories to you just a couple weeks ago as well to talk about a different theme. So Sheila Rae, the Brave. Sheila Rae wasn't afraid of anything. She wasn't afraid of the dark. She wasn't afraid of thunder and lightning. And she wasn't afraid of the big black dog at the end of the block. At dinner, Sheila Rae, let me just adjust this real quick. I'm having a hard time here, guys. There we go. Okay. At dinner, Sheila Rae made believe that the cherries in her fruit cocktail were the eyes of dead bears, and she ate 5 of them. At school, Sheila Rae giggled when the principal walked by. Don't do that. And when her classmate Wendell stole her jump rope during recess, Sheila Rae tied him up until the bell rang. I am very brave, Sheila Rae said, patting herself on the back. Don't do that either, please. Sheila Rae stepped on every crack in the sidewalk without fear. When her sister Louise said there was a monster in the closet, Sheila Rae attacked it. And she rode her bicycle no-handed with her eyes closed. Yay, yay, Sheila Rae, her friends yelled, clapping their hands. One day, Sheila Rae decided to walk home from school a new way. Louise was afraid to. You're too brave for me, Louise said. You're always such a scaredy cat, Sheila Rae called. I'm not, whispered Louise. Sheila Rae started off skipping. I am brave, she sang. I am fearless. She stepped on every crack. She walked backwards with her eyes closed. She growled at stray dogs and bared her teeth at stray cats. And she pretended that the trees were evil creatures. She climbed up them and broke their fingers off. Snap, snap, snap. Sheila Rae walked and walked. She turned corners. She crossed streets. It suddenly occurred to Sheila Rae that nothing looked familiar. Sheila Rae heard frightening noises. They sounded worse than thunder. She thought horrible thoughts. They were worse than anything she had ever imagined. I am brave, Sheila Rae tried to convince herself. I am fearless. The sounds became more frightening. The thoughts became more horrible. Sheila Rae sat down on a rock and cried. Help, she sniffed. She thought of her mother and her father and Louise. Mother, father, Louise, she cried. Here I am, a voice said. Louise! Sheila Rae hugged her sister. We're lost, Sheila Rae said. No, we're not, said Louise. I know the way home. Follow me. Maybe you noticed in the pictures the whole way that her sister was following her. Louise stepped on every crack. She walked backwards with her eyes closed. She growled at stray dogs and bared her teeth at stray cats. And she pretended that trees were evil creatures. She jumped up and broke their fingers off. Snap, snap, snap. Sheila Rae walked quietly behind her. They walked and walked. They crossed streets. They turned corners. Soon their house could be seen between the trees. Sheila Rae grabbed Louise and dashed up the street. When they reached their own yard and the gate was closed behind them, Sheila Rae said, "Louise, you are brave. You are fearless." "We both are," said Louise. And they walked backwards into the house with their eyes closed. So boys and girls, in this story, we saw a lot of different examples of Sheila Rae being brave, and then her sister being brave sometimes too. So boys and girls, take chances and be brave. Maybe it's something that you're going to try that's new that you haven't done before. Maybe when riding your bike without training wheels for the first time. Or maybe you're going to walk up to somebody on the playground that you haven't talked to before and try and meet them and become their friend. So some of those things take some bravery, and they might be a little bit scary because we're not used to doing them, or they might be new experiences. But try to be brave in those situations, and we hope that you have the opportunity to maybe try out some new things this week because you're brave, maybe some things that you've been afraid to try before. But let's be brave and try out some new things, just like Sheila Rae, okay? So we'll see you soon, and have a great week, guys. Bye.